Sources, the attacks were
So I
aimed
want to
at
talk about
catching the attention
RoboCop
of a
Rogue
man whose
City.
identity
This
remains
game
unknown. This dangerous
I
new guy
beat
in
in
town
about a day and
seems
a
to have his
half.
eye on doing
I was on
business in
vacation
old
and I just
Detroit.
felt like kind of binging through it.
I'm sorry.
It
There
was
seems to
really
be
fun, and I am a big fan of the first RoboCop movie, so watching this game, or playing this game, and then watching the movies and realizing how well they adapted this and respected the original content was a treat, and it was really fun to become a bigger fan of RoboCop. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment for that kitty there, please, and thank you. Stick around to the end of the video also. So, the graphical style was really good. It could have been a little more polished. There were some things where in the cutscenes they would kind of transition and show RoboCop, and there was like some glitchy stuff in there, but I couldn't tell if it was like intentional because, you know, he's a robot and there could have been glitching. Like, I don't know, it was kind of hard to tell if they did it intentionally or not, but I don't know, it didn't really take away from the immersion or, you know, enjoying the game. I just kind of noticed it. But there was, I definitely noticed the sound design, the ambiance that was created through his stomping and his weapons and the weapons of the enemies and the dialogue that they would say and the dialogue of all the characters. Like, it was cheesy when they were doing, you know, cutscenes and stuff, but it was something that I really found enduring and I really enjoyed. Like, this game is one of my favorite games that I played this year. It's not like gonna stand out as like the best game of all time to me, but like it's something that I really enjoyed playing this year, and I'm glad that I took the time to buy this and play it through. The upgrade system was deep, and there was multiple aspects that you could do. There was one that was more of like a computer thing where you're like kind of routing the energy through and then trying to avoid the red ones in order to keep your bonuses for that like chip that is in you. It was really fun and really rewarding once you got those, and then his other skills that he gained through his like skill tree was just kind of like bars that went across and you just level it up. It was really simple, but it was really rewarding once you got to those tiers, like the 6 and the 10. I think it was 6 and maybe 12. Those tiers just really opened him up and became a powerhouse, not to be reckoned with, and able to open chests and just had more focus, and it was just really rewarding every time you got to level up. So I think that they did that right, and they did it simple, and they did it a way that didn't feel like it was when you leveled up it didn't matter. So that's all I was saying. I think that the level designs were beautiful. I liked that they kept to the original movie. I don't know about the other two movies, but I know that this one, my throat is but I know that there were spots in this movie that actually were from, or the spots and locations in this game were actually from spots and locations in the movie. Like, I saw where he got shot in the first movie, and then there was some other stuff that I had noticed. It was like, oh yeah, this is absolutely from the movie. I can't remember exactly right now, but I know that they treated that IP with respect. And I really enjoyed that.
You are not a Roman.
Yeah.
Along with the sound design
If you need anything, I'm your guy.
goes like the shooting. So the shooting, the way is, you know, it's a first-person shooter, so that should be the most important thing in this game. And it is very polished, very fun and engaging. Everything had weight to it, and all the different guns had different sounds and different animations and different damage. Some of them had scopes, some of them didn't have scopes. The pistol was really powerful, one-hit shot, like this specific pistol, the heavy-rated 50 caliber. And then they had like the 9mm And they also had shotguns, they had all types of stuff, and it all felt really, really rewarding. But if you didn't want to use that stuff, you could still use that pistol because you could upgrade that also using those chips that I was talking about earlier. It was just like really engaging and really fun, and really, I just appreciate it and had a blast playing it. The to go along with like the level design, they had specific enemies, especially towards the later half of the game, that they implemented based on the levels. So it was like OCP guys you were fighting instead of just like the regular thugs from the beginning of the game. And then there was robots because the guy kind of threw over and created a robot army. Like, it was nice. And then they implemented kind of like a Borderlands 2 where like you get a new enemy and it was like boom, and they did like a kind of like a combat thing where it's like this guy and he's got this, and it was like, okay, so these guys, you know, the snipers now, and the guys that got grenade launchers, and the guys that got more defense or whatever, they would just implement it and kind of show you, this is a new type of enemy you're gonna go against, like here you go. And I thought that they did that really well, and it felt impactful, and it felt well designed and
Do you
smooth.
really believe that's what's gonna happen?
The enemies
I'll meet you up.
felt,
What's up, metal freak?
this is kind of a thing that
Forget where you left your
reoccurs in a
car?
lot of video games. I remember Alpha Protocol, that game was kind of known for doing this with the AI, where it's like these guys, they know too much. So it's like they know where you're at all times. You walk across a turn, boom, 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 boom. It's like, how would they know that I was there? Like the aggro range, it's like they're tuned into where you are at all times. So like it became a bit frustrating with some of the sniper levels, and then there was mines all over too when I was in like this junkyard or whatever. So it was like I turn the corner, get shot, and then blow up a mine, and then I was like, all right, well, I guess I just need to take it slower, and I need to kind of take every turn and make sure that every time I was just checking and checking and checking. Oh, there's the guy, and then I'd cut back a little bit and then lean back, and he'd still hit me too, and it's like, well, whatever, like. And then, you know, you just had to take it slow in that aspect of it. It was just kind of interesting to see that AI be kind of ridiculous. It's pretty cheap. They cheated. But it didn't detract from the game in any capacity. It was just like, I noticed that stuff where it's like, after playing Dark Souls and games similar to that, it's like they have aggro range and they have areas where you can kind of like maneuver them. These guys, it was like, no, like they know where you are. They're not going to kind of move. They know that you need to go through this linear level, and they're just kind of going to hang out until you show up. And it's like, if you got low health, it'll fill up to like 20%, but then, you know, you got to kind of pick, get back, let it heal up to 20, pick, get back. Like it became a little bit of like cheesing, I guess. I would like cheese it, but it was fun, engaging. I enjoyed it. This thing's fired up right now. You can probably hear it in the mic, so I apologize for that. The bosses stand out. They were enjoyable. They were iconic. They were difficult, but not too ridiculous. There wasn't too many of them. There's some of the level in the end, kind of when the whole world goes to shit, or all Detroit, or New Detroit, or whatever goes to shit, old Detroit, I guess. I don't know, I can't remember. When that goes to shit, you go out there and it's just like a chaos free for all. There's a boss like roaming throughout the world, and it gets kind of crazy. So that one was kind of hard, and then there was a boss at the end that had multiple stages where it was like, come on now, like, I don't know. I would rather have two completely different bosses than one boss that just kept having more health over and over again. But it wasn't as bad as something like Spider-Man 2 or God of War Ragnarok, where it was just like every boss had multiple phases, multiple health bars. They would just get regenerated, and then they have like a defensive bar also after they regenerated somehow, and then you got to take that down, and it's like, okay, well, now this battle just turned into like a 30-minute fight, where this one was not that degree at all. So I really appreciate it. I enjoyed it. The story and the relationships, the dynamic between the people and like RoboCop, and seeing him develop as a character, which is kind of funny to say because, you know, he's just a robot, but like they're trying to get him human rights, and like I don't know, everybody's kind of fighting for him as you choose your choices and kind of be a certain way throughout the game, and it just feels rewarding that your decisions have weight, the dialogue options matter, and that the people actually appreciate you out there saving and protecting Detroit. And it just made me really appreciate RoboCop franchise, and I hope this company who made this game gets money, and I hope that they're supported, because I really wish that there was more things like this. A Terminator game. Do a Terminator game in the same vein as Resident Evil 3, where you're kind of getting chased, or you could even be the Terminator and kind of make it like this RoboCop game. It's like, that would be cool too if they did like a Terminator 2 where you're going through and you gotta kind of protect somebody with you and you go through a blast. Like, that would be sick. So I want to see some more of those like older movies and IPs get like remakes. Not remakes, but there's like a video game adaptation, I guess. But yeah, thanks for tuning in.